So what's up, y'all? It's your boy DJKillzownJones. I'm here with Laudie on the track. Still out here at Game Haven. So you did the thing with Huey, did the thing with Laudie. So at this time, we in the city. You know, this about 06, 07, 08, around that time period. I Came the Dream came with the thick with it. Shout out him. Shout out Ronnie Nash and my homeboys. And then dude named Future start coming up. And he was already in Atlanta. I had been following him for a long time. Everybody know by this time, you know, who the hell Future is and everything. But at the time, people was really sleeping on him in Atlanta. So he came here, and then I started hearing him on y'all records, you know, on your records. And I remember you did Notice Me. Or matter of fact, let me ask you that question. Did you do Notice Me? Because I been heard from, you know, it was you, it was somebody else. Did you?
Me and Future, we go back. Let me start off at the beginning. Me and Future, we go back to, you know, like, first of all, we gotta go even further back, you know what I'm saying? Like, me and Gooch, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Gooch.
Shout out Guccio.
You know what I'm saying? We met through a mutual partner at the barbershop, you know what I'm saying? Who knew that we was gonna end up linking up on the music, you know what I'm saying? And it took a while, you know what I'm saying? I met Future through that situation, and you really skipped one person, and that was a big part of the St. Louis movement.
Who?
Shorty.
Oh, hold on, because I forgot that all happened at the same. Let's go back then. Hold on.
This all happening at the same time.
So, yes, they can't forget about Shorty.
I'm going to just give you this little, like, chronology, because it look like that's where you going with it.
Yeah. Because
right after the Louis situation, you know what I'm saying? I had, you know, obviously, you know, back then, everybody used to listen to the radio, so, Shorty, you know what I'm saying? I had been hearing him on the radio on the weekends, and he had won that contest and stuff. So I had known Shorty. I remember it was like a show in Columbia, Missouri, and Shorty hollered at me, and he was like, damn, bro, I need a record. What's up? Blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? I hadn't really I don't think I ever had met him like face to face before. So, Shorty, you know what I'm saying? When we had met at the show or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, I will. Let's get it. I'm going to give you a hit. You know what I'm saying? So, we got up and we came to my studio. Probably like, it might have been like a week later. But before that, I had talked to him at the show, and he was like, dang, you know, he called me, and he like, yeah, I want you to make the racket. I thought he said the racket. I was like, racket? He ain't gonna racket. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he talking about. But that's what I thought he said. So when he ended up showing up, I had heard, you know, I had already heard the whole gist of the situation. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know that's what he was talking about. So when he came, he was like, oh, dang, I want you to make the ratchet record. I was like, oh, I thought you said racket the whole time. I was like, yeah, I like that whole concept. So that was the first record we made right there. I had made like 2 beats to it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. 2 beats before I even got with him. I had made like 2 beats right before he came. I'm like, here go this one, here go this one. You know what I'm saying? He was like, oh man, either one of them gonna go. I'm like, hold up. I want to make one more while you here. And let's just, you know what I'm saying? Let's just do one more while you here. So this the one I probably gonna like the most. You know what I'm saying? I work like that. You know what I'm saying? So we spent all night making that record. By the next day, we had Ratchet. You know what I'm saying? And I think the next day after that, I don't even remember when we went and got it mixed or whatever.
Mastered, yeah.
We didn't even get it mastered.
So this was both parts y'all did. Y'all did Ratchet part 1 and 2 in one night.
No, part 2 came I was making another song. I was making a song where I was making a song where I was rapping. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And on my rap, I think I said, oh, ratchet down. It was a hype song. You know what I'm saying? It was a real hype song. I just said it, but I was like, from me saying that, I was like, dang, I like how that sounds. So I took the sampled my own voice, and I had it just going ratchet ass, ratchet ass.
Yeah, so that's where it came from,
the
man.
the beat on behind that ratchet ass, one that like it was like a crunk beat, like ratchet ass, ratchet ass, ratchet ass. Like it was just going. I just had it going over and over and over. And
Yeah.
I told Shorty, I was like, watch. Like I had like probably like 6-7 people around me right then at the time. I'm like, and everybody wasn't sitting around waiting for me to make the tracks and all that. People would go, you know, upstairs and go play the game or whatever, go vibe out on their own, whatever they'll do, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, by the time y'all come down here, I'm gonna flip this motherfucker. It's gonna be a slow track, you know what I'm saying? So I'm ratchet ass, just sitting there playing for about like 10 minutes. It just sounded like ratchet ass till I just figured out, and I just remember I'm playing that instrument. You know what I'm saying? I just flipped the whole thing, and then by the time they came back down, that shit was done. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ratchet. That was so. But anyway, so that was just a tangent on Ratchet Part 2, but. Then the Wop Wop Wild took off, and right around the same time, I'm working on my mixtape, my second mixtape, Flight Pan America. Okay, I had dropped Laudie on Track Volume 1.
I remember that.
But right then, matter of fact, Flight Pan America Volume 1 came, and I had a song on there called Grand Slam. And the wrong version ended up on her. Actually, on Laudie on the Track Volume 1, me, Shorty, and Future had a song, Grand Slam. It didn't end up, Future version didn't end up on that first mixtape. You know what I'm saying? But, for some reason, I don't remember why we didn't have his vocal on there. And so me, Shorty, at the time that Shorty Wild popping, you know what I'm saying? We in the studio already with Future. You know what I'm saying? It's all intertwined. Oh, Laudie on the Track Volume 1, and at the same time, working with the bangers. You know what I'm saying? I'm working with a lot of the artists, because Laudie on the Track Volume 1 was really more to show. I was just rapping on her as well, but it was more to showcase the artists from St. Louis.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what that was for. So, and then I put a lot of the records that was popping at the time. Like I had She Can Get It on there. I had Wah 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 on there. I had Ratchet Part 2 on there. I had Do Your Own Dance on there. And right around that time, I sing. You know, I was at a club. I think I was at a club and Louis, I met Louis I had met Louis before, but Louis had came up to me and was like, let's get in, I want to work, let's go, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, man, let's get it. You know what I'm saying? And Louis came to the Yo, and the first song we ended up making was Do Your Own Dance. You know what I'm saying? That was the first song we really, and it was another song that we had started on, but I think I ain't go with that beat. I ain't want to go with that beat. So then we ended up, I'm like, man, I'm going to make something that's just hard. You know what I'm saying? And Do Your Own Dance. A group went in the booth and did the Do Your Own. So, and that's like all us yelling on there, do your own dance. You know what I'm saying? And then I remember I ended up taking that to the club. And I'm like, I really had a record that I was finna put out at that time. I was about to put out a record at that time. Like a week before that, I went to the club and I played my record. I saw the movement on the record. And it was a good song. You know what I'm saying? But that same week, we made Do Your Own. So the next week, I took Do Your Own to the club. And I liked how it reacted. So I pushed my music behind. Didn't nobody know I rapped. Didn't nobody know that was my song they was playing anyway. But I pushed my music to the side. I'm like, dang, let me... You know, people didn't know I was making no music, but You know, I played it Do Your Own, and I saw a little reaction, and I liked the reaction. I'm like, oh yeah, this gonna go.
And then it went.
And then just the groundwork, all the groundwork to get done. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know this, all the groundwork to get done behind records, it was getting done. So, boom, that took off. So it's like, damn, you know. And then Cooling taking off at the same time.
Oh yeah, he had Shorty came back with Cooling.
And then Cooling came taking off at the right after all that. So it's like a big old, you know. Then Flight Pan America came. So me, Future, and Shorty dropped the mixtape.
Yeah.
That was a good thing. And then I just kept on dropping mixtapes, man. I dropped Moscato Music.
Yeah, Moscato Music was cold, man.
And that was just a whole different. I wanted to get like some of the more, like a more classier feel.
Mm-hmm.
So
for the ladies, right?
For it was more.
It was smooth.
It was smooth. So it was just more for people who like smooth music. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't. You know, like I said, I made music for all kind of people, so it be like some people don't want to hear, some females don't want to hear that type.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some people don't, some people don't want to hear slow music. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I just gave a different vibe, but still with a hip hop feel. You know what I'm saying? Like it's still, but I had singers on there like Brad Young and Aloha, but rappers like Jaquan and Murph, and you know what I'm saying? Like. I was rapping on there, like that was one of my first times really, you know, Do Your Own Dance was really my first time rapping on something where everybody heard me rap, you know what I'm saying? So Moscato Music was like really like a little debut for me, like kind of rapping, but it still was like showcase. It was like damn near like a Laudie on the Track Volume 1, but on some slow music. That's why I call Moscato Music. And then that's when I decided I wanted to put out. At that time, I decided I wanted to put out my mixtape, and I came up with Doors Open.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say
that. And that was like a really well put together mixtape. You know what I'm saying? I loved working on that mixtape. I produced that whole mixtape myself.
And that's another question I was gonna ask you. So on Doors Open, so you was charting here, you was charting in Atlanta, right? You do like so. First of all, cause there's a whole bunch of records is you Future.
Well, it's like it's records all like me like even on Doors Open there's records where I got Future featured on there, and you know, it was a lot of big names like Bun is a bit like Bun is like he always show us so much love, you know, and I met Bun through Goose. That's you know what I'm saying, but that, like the love that I received from that whole camp is like it's crazy, man.
How
it's
was
like
that,
family, man? It's like it through the years, you know what I'm saying? Even before Doors Open, like I had put out a record with Bun on. It was called Do I.
Do I? Yeah.
So it's like every mixtape Bun on, and it's like a blessing to be able to be a part of the relationships that have been built even before I even
came into the fold.
Yeah, but it's like it's so through that, through working with all the different artists, and even like through me traveling, like that's what people don't do is travel and have to, you know, get out there and really see the world and really you know, stick your neck out on the line. Like you know, you might not be comfortable at first, you know, it's not always comfortable, but you never know what doors are gonna open.
Yeah. But you right though, man. You right.
So that's like the whole thing. Like even for like Doors Open, the whole concept was like, y'all see what I'm doing, man. Doors open. You know what I'm saying? Come through. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't closing we ain't gonna let the door close, but like everybody just need to slide through here, because that's what the whole career been about, is just trying to help artists get up out of here or build something for themselves, build a brand. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, everybody don't work at the same job their whole life. You know what I'm saying? So like you got your time in this music. You got your time. Like everybody don't work this. Everybody don't be in the NBA the same amount of time.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? But the fact that you made it to the NBA, that's a feat in itself. You know what I'm saying? Like how long your career is, that depend on your health and your personal situation and your drive and what you want to do in your time frame. Like everybody's is different. Like that's what people don't understand about music. Like maybe that man didn't want to do music no more. Maybe he had other things to take care, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he ran his course. That's what he wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, so doors open is more like, you know, you in this to go. Come on, run through this mug, cause I'm running through it too. You know what I'm saying? And then that too is like, you know, you gotta open doors. You gotta open your own doors. You gotta move around, and you never, like I just said, you never know what's gonna come out of what. You know what I'm saying? Then, you know, and then through that, you know what I'm saying, I had a record sponsored by Yayo.
Oh yeah, man, that you had the Scarface theme song. Like that shit was hard. Then y'all had the video.
This what I did. This is what I end up doing. I was in the studio and I was like, damn, I want to make a Scarface song, whatever. I want to make something with the Scarface thing in there, but I didn't want to use the sample. Yeah. So I replayed it myself to sound just like the Scarface thing. And then I put the beat on top of that. And it was just a different, you know what I'm saying? I ain't want to make it too serious because I'm already using the Scarface sample. Well, it ain't a sample. I'm using the Scarface notes, you know what I'm saying? The notes from Scarface. And,
so you did an interpolation of it.
I recreated it.
Yeah.
And with the recreation, there's already an evil, you know, it's already evil keys. So when I was like, dang, you know, I want to still be able to make it melodic for people. You know what I'm saying? I want people to still be able to party to it and not be just, I'm trying to just take your head off with this beat. You know what I'm saying? So I made it more, put some sense in there and made it more friendly. You know what I'm saying? More people friendly, I think, with that. And then, like the video was nice and all that. Yeah. That was like, you know, and then also, you know what I'm saying, shout out to Snooty and all that, you know, like everybody know that then the Yayo record came out. And
so wait a minute, you did Yayo?
No.
Oh, okay. I was just ready to say.
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, like, even with like the even with like the you know, like I had you know, we got a relationship with Gotti too, so we have, you know, shout that out to them and the record, you know what I'm saying? Hope, wanted to see if he liked it, you know what I'm saying? And by the time we even got to any dialogue about it, you know what I'm saying, we had already put out the record and it was already going. You know what I'm saying?
So then like, that's when he.
So then I don't know, like that was Snooty's song, you know what I'm saying? So that record dropped and it really was like it helped me move to the next record faster. You know what I'm saying? Because I had that record really ran its course. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like then at that time. Yeah. And then I really was gonna put out this other record named after that. Yeah. And we had started going on which was getting a lot of play like outside the country. Like it was getting a lot of European and Canadian plays and I saw a lot of Middle Eastern support for that record as well. And so I was, you know, I really was thinking that record was gonna be the one. And then
I saw Tech 9 sitting up there. He went in his closet. The beat dropped. Louis on me. Hermes. So he was in the closet. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's a good friend, man. Yeah, Tech is a good friend, cool dude. I really, man, like they whole camp, man. It's just like, shout out to OG too, man. You know who you is, man. But man, it's so much support from that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like that song, like that's a song we was going with. You know what I'm saying? And I end up going to Atlanta one weekend, and I remember we had been talking about like what's this little dance that they do? What's this little dance that the little strippers be doing at the club? You know what I'm saying? We kept talking about it, and then one day, you know what I'm saying, we hit the strip club, and we in Atlanta at the time, and then
Which one was it?
Magic.
Oh, okay.
And then anyway, we find out that the dance that they call it the stripper bop from the strippers. You know what I'm saying? So the next day, we go in the studio. You know what I'm saying? And we come up with the stripper bop, and I just really, I had when I made the record, I just wanted to make something like I was saying, like I was making a lot of music that was just I don't make music like that. That's the thing. I don't really make music like that. I make more music like that's personal a lot of the times. Like sometimes like you really gotta be kind of like open-minded or going through some of the same things that I go through, or really dig deep into the music, because a lot of times I'm saying something, I'm not really saying that. I'm
talking about
saying
something
a whole nother type trip, and you really gotta like dig into it. Like I might be like 5 lines behind that for you to even. You might have to go look 5 lines behind to really understand the 5th line ahead. You know what I'm saying? Like, or you're not gonna connect it because it's so deep. And I say a lot of triple meanings and double meanings, and they might not be as apparent because it's my inner thoughts. You know what I'm saying? So it's confusing to some people. To a lot of people, my music is confusing. So when I was making Stripper Bop, it was more I wanted to make a different song. Like I was making a lot of the music that I like to make, or like the beats that I like to get on and all that. You know what I'm saying? And so Stripper Bop, I always like slow beats. So I was like, dang, I like how the anatomy moves on slow beats, and that's just my personal opinion. So when I wanted a beat that day, I'm like, dang, I want something that's more melodic, more slow, and simple.
Yeah.
And then when I went in and created the vocals, now I don't write nothing. I don't think about it before I go in the booth. I don't do any of that. I go in and have my thoughts be fresh.
Yeah. Randomly
think of what I want to do at that time, while my voice is being my voice is, whether it be a hum or whatever it may be, I'm coming up with something on the fly. That's the feeling that I'm getting right there from the track. And I knew and so yeah, when you hear it, sipping on it, like that's all just my thought process on how I want the people to move, because the voice is an instrument. You know what I'm saying? So you can really flip how a person moves. And when you do them trick, and then you that's gonna, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. So that was like on purpose. Put it that way. That's how I want to say. That's what I really want to say. Like what I mean to say is like the record was on purpose, because it was just dissecting exactly what I figured that would move some anatomy, you know what I'm saying, with the word, you know what I'm saying. So that's how. And then after that, we really was going up, but with the record.
And then Stripper Bop just blew up,
it was like
Stripper Bop was like everywhere.
Damn, we going with this one, pulling us this one, the one we wanted to go to, we fighting it because we already made a choice. But at the same time, it's like, damn, we leaked this to like 1 or 2 DJs, and now we can't stop it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened with the record for real. Like, I feel like it was a surprise record, so it was surprised us, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And a lot of times, when you don't expect something, you really have to like put your running shoes on and get to try to catch up with something that you know what I'm saying. So that's like that record, like I've made records where they took off. You know what I'm saying? But that record really showed me how something has legs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you say like a song got legs, like the song got legs, like this song gonna end up in places where you didn't expect it to end up.
Yep.
You know, but you still got to put it out there. You still got to do the right promotion for people to even have access to it.
Yep.
But when you do that, and then this person that it wasn't supposed to touch you get a hold of it, or that person that you didn't aim for, or it end up in this magazine, and you didn't send it to that magazine. Now you got legs on his own, or with this DJs are playing it that you never heard of. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I mean, you sent it
or whatever.
When you sent it over, I was like, okay, let me hurry up, put this on the mixtape, cause you know I did do the target practice mixtapes, and then I shot it right back to you, and I knew it was gonna go, cause that's all I could tell you too, Laudie. When I go to the club, man, I go for the gals, and when I say that, I ain't going to try to pull none. I be going to see the action, the mood, and then if I ain't DJing, that's what I go to see, if that DJ is gonna make the crowd move. And then when that record dropped, boy, it was just it was every time I went to the club, man, they played Stripper Bop like 3, 4, 5 times in one night. It was crazy. It was pandemonium. And I feel like that record right there, man, really, like, all the records that you did plus Stripper Bop, like you had all these staples in the loo, and then people start like, oh shit, that's Laudie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, and some people still, you know, it took a long time for people to really make that connection, because, like, you know, transferring from producer to artist. Like, it's really, like, hard, because
people got you in that box. Oh, you do the beat.
Because,
you do the beat.
Yeah. People got you in that box. Yeah. And it's like people feel to realize, like, damn, I started making beats because I wanted to rap on something, and I ain't know nobody who made beats. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that's not nobody's fault. That's just like, maybe I didn't, you know, you just gotta continue to do a good enough job to convey to people. You know, like a few years ago, man, nobody knew I could rap, man, or nobody knew I was gonna rap, and I told myself, I'm like, man, I'm gonna be known as a rapper. And they gonna forget I'm a producer in a couple years time. Yeah. And so when I made that transition, when I made that transition, it's like, you know, I wanted to concentrate more on the artist side, because that was my goal. You know what I'm saying? Now that I got those things in place where I had, like, okay, I got a fan base over here, and I'm like, I'll never stop making beats, but I really started concentrating on the artist side of things. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now I can take not a breather, but I can be more, share more of my time, you know what I'm saying, with both things, you know what I'm saying? Because that was my goal. Like, okay, if I'm going to do something, I want to see how strongly I can dedicate me and the fan attention to that, you know what I'm saying? So, and still people won't even know, like, you know, still people don't even know, like, oh shit, he make beats too, or shit, he an artist too, you know what I'm saying? It's like the brand is so buzzing, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I first started making beats, my strategy was, like, I don't even want to show myself. I don't even want nobody to know who I am.
Yeah, you want to be, like, a ghost.
I don't even want to know. So it kind of carried over to the rap side to me too, because it was like, yeah, they don't know it's me. They don't even know it's me. Like, on Stripper, I didn't say Laudie on the track on there. I didn't.
You just came in there.
Because I didn't want you to know. Yeah. I just wanted you to be tripping off me. Like, I know it probably was like, damn, oh, you could have branded more. But it was like, to me, it's like,
you didn't have to, man.
I'm not standing on that brand on that one, because you can, you know, you can read the credits or you can read the title of the song, but
Laudie Stripper Bop.
It's about shit. Do you like this mug before? Do you like this mug before you knew I had something to do with it? You know what I'm saying?
Or is you just liking it because of me?
Yeah.
But you know what, Laudie, we're going to come back, because I want to ask you about as I was getting ahead of myself, I want to ask you about the Stripper Bop remix. I'm gonna have to chop this up. This is gonna probably be 2 parts because you done gave us the whole the whole story.
You said you wanted the
whole
story.
Hey, we want, you know what I'm saying? That's how I do it. I want to keep it live and keep it funky and keep it real. But we gonna come back, we're gonna come back after these messages or after they click the next part. But we'll be back. So this probably be like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5. But we're gonna be back, y'all. Make sure y'all like, favorite, subscribe. Make sure y'all go follow my dude Laudie on the track on Twitter. What's the Twitter real quick? We're gonna do it at the end again, but
you just said it, Laudie on the track.
So we'll be back. Make sure y'all follow, subscribe me. It's DJKillzownJones. Remember the name. DJKillzownJones. Better remember the name. DJKillzownJones. Better remember the name. DJ